Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Daybreak. And now it's time for us to open the phone line, of course, to interact with you where your voice matters. We get to hear your take on certain issues. Now, last week, at the end of the week, there was a meeting. The committee for the minimum wage came together and discussed and even gave a time on, the implementation of the new minimum wage. Now, it has not been set on when it would be paid, but according to the date they specified, it was going to be backdated to ending of July 29th of 2024. And these are things that we knew the elapsement of the agreement with the former Governor Muhammadu Buhari and the Labour Union on salary, which was the 5-year, elapsed in the month of April. So people already were expecting that it should start from the month of May, when being backdated. But this committee is saying it's going to be backdated to 29th of July 2024, saying that this is going to be it's a decision that would ensure that all workers on the federal level gets an increase based on their level and grades. There's going to be and this is they made this decision with the recognition of the fuel price and hike and all of that, but we know that this decision was made before the prices of fuel moved from 617 naira to almost 900 naira. So the new minimum wage act is signed into law, and it's set that the new minimum wage at 70,000 naira. However, the implementation, like I said, the date has been a subject of controversy. So this is where we want to hear your thoughts on all of this. Now, are you satisfied with the backdated implementation? How will this affect livelihood? Yours and other Nigerians, and what are the potential economic implications of all of this? Because we have agreed that the 70,000 naira is just to cushion to some level, this the hardship that Nigerians are facing, but it might not really take us out of there. So, but then let's hear your take on this. Are you satisfied with all of this? The numbers would be displayed on your device. All right, it is displayed. You can go ahead and call any of the numbers, and do not forget you can send WhatsApp message via the first one, and make sure you include your name and where you're calling from or sending the message from. Please, if you're calling, stay away from your TV set, so that any of your device that you're using, that way we get to have a very smooth and clear and concise conversation. Let's hear your take on the new minimum wage act. How are you receiving this? What do you think this would be for the economy? Do you think this would change the current economic downturn that people are facing? Go ahead, let's hear your take on this. Now, speak on the still on this particular decision. Among the suggested things of measures to tax waivers, because there was a lot of things that the labor union came to the table with and making demands, but then some were accepted, others not. And among the things there was suggestion that measures to help curb all of this, there are going to be tax waivers on some business owners and other financial incentives, which would provide much needed relief for employees facing increased in basically everything and living cost. And that is something that I want you people to consider while making your own contributions and your take. The committee also emphasized that there's a need for the NSIWC, which is the committee, in collaboration with other key stakeholders, to commence monitoring of the implementation of the salary adjustments in line with the provisions of the national minimum wage that was amended. All right, we have our first caller. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller on the line?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I can hear you. Where are you calling us from?
My name is Mukhtar Bago.
Mukhtar Bago. Do we still have the caller?
Yes, my observation on this new minimum wage
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Mukhtar, there seems to be a delay. I don't know if you're keen on waiting for my response on your TV
Hello?
set. Please, can you stay away from that? All right, I think we have to let Mukhtar go. That way we can continue the program. If you're calling, please stay away from your TV set or tone down the volume. If you're waiting to hear my reply from your TV, then there's going to be a delay and we will not have a very clear conversation. So let's do that. That way we can keep the conversation moving and give room for other people to share in their take on this. So yeah, basically this committee was chaired by Mrs. D.D. Esther Wilson Jack. She is the head of the civil service of the Federation, and we have about 18 members of this committee. All right, 16 rather. All right, let's pick this call. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Eminike Wajuke, calling from Anambra State.
It's good to have you from Anambra, Eminike. Let's hear your take.
Yeah, I'm saying based on the implementation of 70,000 naira minimum wage, government should please help the Nigerians. This thing, even this 70,000 naira cannot even buy anything in the market. So they should go on and pay this money to enable people to live. People are suffering so much. Even this backdating, this thing, so the very first day they implement it is supposed to be the first day. They're supposed to start paying the money. So if these people will eat, that's my contribution.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that take on that. Yes, they said it was going to be backdated. So hopefully we're waiting to see if it would be paid this month of September, then backdated to July, as they say. But like I said, the agreement elapsed in the month of April. And yeah, it took a long time for the government, the federal government, and the labor union to be on the same page, or almost, close to the same page. And the decision was made late. But then now the backdating was, people thought it would start from the month of April, which that agreement elapsed. But then there is an extra 2 months to 3 months gap on that one. So let's hear your take on that. Good morning. Good morning. Do we have the caller?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
State.
Say that again.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm calling from Gumel, Jigawa State.
Okay, from Gumel, Jigawa. It's good to have you. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Bello Dan Sokoto.
Bello Dan Sokoto. You're Dan Sokoto, but you're in Jigawa currently. All right, let's hear your take.
Dan Sokoto, but in Jigawa, yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. This means very welcome development. So, but what I'm going to advise the government is that the local government and state government please to take the lead, because when you the federal government, when you give some of the federal government salary, then you have to come down to state and local government.
Yeah.
And please don't forget the elder statement, the retirees. So at least the government should look. The government should look to their welfare.
Okay.
At least certain percentage to be added to their money.
Yeah. I mean that's a great contribution. Thank you so much for that. That's a great conversation.
Because the elder statement has contributed immensely to the development of Nigeria.
True. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that call and sharing your take. So basically, he's talking about, the elders. We're talking about the retired. We're talking about the more vulnerable people. And he's saying these people should be looked upon and make sure we help them, especially when it comes to, incrementing their own pension. That way everybody can benefit from all of this. Now, I know in the FCT, which is the state, there's been a lot of complaint about even the help or the 35,000 that the federal government was giving to alleviate hardship before the agreement of the minimum wage. Some people did not receive it, especially people in the states, and I'm talking about the FCT. So these are one of the concerns that our previous caller just pointed out. While the federal government has agreed to this, let's not forget there were lots of states coming out, people crying about how that 30,000 minimum wage was not paid to them. And even though in this committee it comprises of including governors, there seemed to be willingness in some parts of some governors, while unwillingness from other governors. So hence the call for not only the federal but on the state and even local government level that this gets implemented. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Walter. My name is Walter Dressman. I'm calling from Rivers State, Amok.
Walter from Rivers. Good to have you.
Thank you, ma'am. My take on this new minimum wage is that this minimum wage is not enough to pay Nigerian workers. But if you look the other way around too, I'm a civil servant, I'm a federal civil servant, but I'm not only thinking about myself alone. I'm also thinking about those that do not have a job. If I am being paid 70,000 naira as a minimum wage and I'm able to access market and buy one or two things, what happens to those that have no job? What happens to those that are handicapped? What happens to those that are less privileged? So if Nigerians need well for our people, I think we are one of the major oil producers in the world. And what is it, and what will it take them to reduce the fuel price to enable the masses access means of movement, means of transportation, means of marketing, going to market, buy goods for sale? Secondly, the oil is ours. Why should we sell this oil in a fair price to Dangote, knowing that we are the owners too, that it will also benefit us? If this oil is being sold to Dangote at a very good rate, where it will affect it and that it will now be a contribution to all Nigerians, that they will be able to access fuel, because it depends on the amount that the government is giving this oil to Dangote. That amount is the reason why this fuel price is climbing up. The oil is being taken from Nigeria. If we are selling, country can sell for any amount you want to sell. But if you meant well for the whole of the nation, why not reduce the oil price for Dangote so that fuel price will come down? As fuel price come down, the less privileged can be able to access it. People running on transport, going from one state to another, going from state to state for marketing, they can be able to do all this because they cannot buy the fuel. That is why things are going up. Otherwise, that 70,000 can buy us things as a civil servant based on your level. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Walter. I appreciate you for that. I mean, it just this feeling of overwhelmness when you think that you're giving up on your own country, but then you hear people really being patriotic. It's really good. Previous caller talked about remembering our elders, the people that served the country and then now are retired and don't really have much. And then Walter is calling on there are other people as well, and we know this minimum wage only serves for the civil servant. So what about the other people that are unemployed? We know this hardship is affecting everybody. So how can we help them? Hence the reason why he talked about the oil saga drama still ongoing, that is still not clear. But yes, the federal government and the Dangote refinery so far are saying that it will start by the month of October, the 1st of October, that they would start exchange in naira instead of in dollar, which has increased the price. So we'll just have to wait. October 1st is just around the corner, so we'll definitely put our foot down and keep chasing the story until we tell you what is really happening on that one. But let's hear your take on the new minimum wage on all of this. Do we have another caller? Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Professor Balad Alhat from Abubakar University, Bauchi.
It's good to have you, Professor, from Bauchi. Let's hear your take. Please, go ahead.
Thank you very much. There is every justification for the minimum wage.
Professor, please stay away from your TV sets and just talk to us through your phone. You're pausing to hear yourself, and it's causing a lot of delay.
Okay. What I'm saying is that there's every justification for the minimum wage to be backdated to May.
Yeah.
Based on the negotiation with the NLC and TUC. However, the 70,000 naira, when you weigh it with dollar, is still less than $50. And when you already broadcast it, that by July, the 70,000 naira minimum wage will be implemented, mostly for the federal civil servants. Already, business have adjusted their prices. The civil servants are still at a disadvantage. If the federal government would implement without necessarily broadcasting is so high, probably we may have a stability in the markets. But as it is now, it is expected that civil servants will receive arrears from July, August, and probably implementation by September. And if that happens, the aim of increasing the minimum wage to 70,000 naira is already defeated. Those in business have already adjusted their prices, or they have already adjusted their wages. For instance, when fuel price is increased from 700 naira to 1,000 naira, commuters have adjusted their prices. Let's say somebody traveling from Kano to Kaduna, if it was 4,000 naira before, they must have adjusted it to 5,000 naira or 6,000 naira. But the civil servant is at the receiving end. And before you realize it, when we are expecting a season coming, we will have maybe a reduction in prices because of seasonal changes. But as it is now, even the cost of moving from somebody's village to his farm is too high that there is no way you can have any reduction in the prices of commodities as they are coming up now. And in line with that, there is speculation that people in the business will already come and buy all that is produced in the market, and they will keep them in their warehouses or their stores until the prices have escalated. What happened in Maiduguri, Borno State recently? Thousands of bags of grains, sugar, flour, and the like were destroyed because people have acquired them during the seasons, anticipating an increase in the price in the future. And look at the calamity that befell on them. So, by implication, Nigerians are producing, particularly in the northern part of the country, but most of the things are being purchased from the southern part of Nigeria and probably being taken outside the country, maybe in West African sub-region. So that means we are not being supported.
Yeah.
Look at it. The government encouraged Nigerians to go into agriculture functionally and actively. Unfortunately, northern part of Nigeria, we are very much proud of agriculture, but there is no support. I can remember I'm living in Bauchi State, and the disbursement of fertilizer was launched in August, when the rainy season is already going. And let me assure you that when we say what is the pride of northern part of the country, we can say it's agriculture.
Yeah.
But let me assure you that I am very much sure there is no northern state out of the whole 19 states that are proud of agriculture that have 500 tractors to support farmers. Only commercial tractors are available for production. and the wage rate is not commensurate with the expectation. So look at it. Take the salary of the president's salary of a permanent secretary at the state level. I know it's not more than 500,000 naira, if at all it is up to that. But somebody who is already married to 2 wives and 7 children or 8, out of which about 3, 4, 5 are in the university or polytechnic or college of education, look at the expenditure per day. There's no way you can say 20,000 naira will be enough for a permanent secretary to live a day. Fueling his car with at least 5,000 naira, maybe buying food and other accessories with another 10,000 naira, and suddenly 1 or 2 utilities within the remaining 5,000 naira. And up to that, the whole package per month, the gross salary is not more than 600,000 naira. So I think something needs to be done. And we have to keep things secret if we are going to implement it, because the implementation openly is going to escalate the prices further. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Minister.
thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's been a concern of implementing it would create inflation and all of that, but it keeps breaking my heart that as much as we have really patriotic citizens, we have some that are unpatriotic, and it comes with people hoarding in order to increase prices. I'm waiting for an increment that is supposed to elevate hardship on everyone, to also use the opportunity to steal from people, because that's what you're doing, increasing money or increasing prices of the goods just because somebody is getting a bit higher, when there are other things that has increased in that person's life. So yes, a lot of things needs to be done, and even the labor union were disappointed when there was another hike of fuel from the NNPCL, not even other independent marketers, when there was hike from 617 naira, because they said one of the agreement was that the government promised that there was not going to be increase on that 617 naira of fuel price. But let's take a break, and when we come back, the show continues.